Hey guys, a lot of you have been asking how I create some of my preview images for these deals, so I just wanted to make a quick video for these brushes to show you exactly how I make them. So I already have one of them open, so as you can see there's a few different layers, so we'll start from the bottom and move our way up. So I'm going to hide these top two layers first. So as you can see, the background is just a nice tan paper texture, and the way I created that is I just have the layer filled with white, and then I added some layer styles. So if you double click that layer, you'll see exactly what I've done. The most important thing that I did on this layer was a pattern overlay, and it's just a nice paper pattern that I got from subtlepatterns.com. So I applied that, set it to 90% opacity, and then on top of that I chose this kind of muted gold tan color, set the blend mode to color, and the end result is the background that you see here. So next on top of that is my brush. So you'll see if I turn off the layer styles, it's just gray and black. So obviously all I did here was use the brush tool and stamped my watercolor brush on the canvas on a new layer. And then the best way to change the color is to use layer styles. So again, if you double click, you'll see I just used a color overlay here. And the reason I do that instead of choosing the color over here on the side is that you can now go into the layer styles at any time and change the color of your brush stroke without having to re-stamp it on your canvas. So you could also use all kinds of other effects in here. I mean, obviously any of these layer style effects will work. Gradient overlay, all kinds of stuff. So you can feel free to play around in there and you can get some pretty cool effects with your brushes. Lastly, I created a layer on top of everything, and I set it to just fill with black. And in order to get the black not to show, you just have to set the fill in the layers palette to 0%. And the reason we do that is I want this layer to be full, but only to use the layer style effects to show up. If I set the fill to 100% or anything else, it'll show what's in the actual layer. So you just double click again to open the layer styles. And the two things that I used here are inner glow. So if I turn this opacity up, you'll see it a little better. I just used black set to linear burn and just take it down a little bit, and that gives it a nice subtle vignette. And then the other thing that I do is use a white to black from top to bottom gradient set to overlay, and I take that down from, you can see 100%, it's not too good looking, but I take it down to about 10%, and it's a very subtle effect, but it combines with the inner glow effect just to show, make it look like the light source is coming from the top pointing down. So lastly, I just lock that layer in case I want to work on anything underneath it, because if it's unlocked and you try to click on something, you'll see you'll end up clicking the vignette layer instead. So I hope that helps you guys learn a little bit more about brushes and how they can be combined with layer styles. So make sure you grab this week's deal, and I'll see you next time.